Hello everyone, peace of Christ with everybody. This is Surah 16 verse 68 and 69. Somebody emailed me, said to me that some Muslims told him that the Quran is the only book discover the following, that first honey, they build their houses, hives or cells, and that honey is made from female bee only. Let me show you how Muslims, they are professional liars when they try to convince you about something exists in the Quran. I'm showing now three translation just to show you how they lie in their translation. The Arabic verse is the following: وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ أَنِ اتَّخِذِي مِنَ الْجِبَالِ بِيُوتًا وَمِنَ الشَّجَرِ وَمِمَّا يُعَرِّشُونَ. The God, he, and here this translation of Shakir, and your Lord revealed to the bee, saying, make hives in the mountains, in the tree, in that and that, in what they build. Okay. Now guys, I want to ask you a question. When Muslims translate, if they are translating, they're translating the same word, and the same word have same meaning, why each one of them he have different translation? Like, this is not a spiritual word to agree, like, okay, this is how he see it, this is how she see it. It's not a spiritual word, it's about a physical thing. What is that physical thing? And here it says al-jibal. What al-jibal mean? It's mean mountains. So the translation here is correct. And Yusuf Ali is saying to build its cells. So why? Sorry, in Yusuf Ali it says build its cells in hills. So why he is translating the word mountains as hills? Mountains is totally different from hills. Here it says mountain, here it says hills. In Biktal it says hills. So Shakir, he was not lying about mountains, he was saying the truth. The other two was lying about hills. I want to tell you why they were lying about hills and mountains, like what the issue. Because in science, bees cannot exist in high mountain. When the Quran says mountain, he's talking about location. Even in English, when I ask you where you live, you say in the valley, or you say, like, if I'm talking about heights, you say I live in the mountains. What does that mean? It's mean you are telling me how high is your house. It's a spot where it is high. This is why what we call it mountain. Otherwise, you will say to me, in the street it's called, etc. So I'm not asking you about the address. You are telling me, when you answer me, you are telling me about the location as height of your house. So when the God of Islam saying it live in the mountain, he's talking about the high location of the mountains, not the bottom of the mountain, which is very false, because in a high mountains where cold weather exists 12 months a year, and the snow is covering the top of the mountain all the time, bees cannot survive for one day there. They cannot live. Why? Because simply bees make honey so they can eat in cold weather. And when they can make honey? When it is warm, spring, good weather, where there is flowers and there is plants around them. If there is no existence for plants and flowers, bees will die. This is where they get their food. So they cannot survive in such a location. So he's saying in the high mountains. The mountain here is not about a mountain, it's a high spot of earth. This is where they live, which is very false. This is why the translation came as hills, just to cover the first mistake of the Quran. Let us see the second mistake. And here he's saying that the Lord, he ordered them to make their hives in the mountains. Is it true? It says hives. Let us go and see what the Quran is saying. The Quran is saying the following: buyutan. It's not hives, it is houses. Now somebody will say to me, you know what, but the houses of bees, it's called hives. Yeah, I agree. But as long he did not say hives, you cannot say it. You cannot use it. He used the same word we use for house. Your house, my house. So he's using exactly the same word. So he's saying they build their houses. He ordered them to build their houses in the mountains. He did not say hives. So you are not allowed to fake a translation and to make it to be hives when it is not hives. What else? If you go to Yusuf Ali, he's saying cells. Why you are saying cells when they are houses? Why you are saying cells when it's... I will tell you why. Because house, it is not a build who can have a lot of people inside. Cells and hives is, when we say, we mention that word, we are talking about a huge build can host a lot inside. Like when we talk about the cells of jail, why it's called cells? Because it's a huge house full of cells. We don't say the house, we say cells of jail. Why we call it cell? Because this is a big, huge house, and we cannot call it house. We cannot call the jail as a house. We call it a location, we're full of cells, and those cells they make the jail. Why? Because everybody have a very small spot to host him, but this spot is open to the other person, which means you don't have a privacy. It's not even a room. It's an open door room. It's like a shelf you sleep in. It's not a house. So in here, when he used the word house, he is making a huge mistake, because he believed that every bee have a house. But that's not true, because bees, they are community. They have their own way to live. They don't live like a human. Each one of us, he have his own room. And if you have a wife, she will sleep with you. But not even your kid. Your kid, he will sleep in his own room. Nobody prefers to have people sleeping with him in the same small location. So he don't know, the God of Islam, he don't know that even that bees, they have each one of them cells. So he said houses, because he assumed that each one of them have a house, which means living in it independently, in an independent way from all other beings. But all of us, we know that there is no privacy for bee inside the colony, and there is no privacy for the bee, and there is no way for the bee even to exist and to survive if she live alone. She have to live in a colony. So the God of Islam, he don't mention a colony. He did not mention how the bee live as a group. He is talking about they build houses. Each one of them have her own house. What else? Mistake after mistake. So they made a translation here. They lie about the cells because this is a mistake. Because the bee don't live in a house. They live in a colony. House mean a private place for each individual bee, which is not true. I can accept that even for a bird. To say, okay, this is the house of the bird. I can accept that for the bear. I can say this is the house of the bear. But this is not a house of a bee, because bee, they live together, thousand and thousand together. One alone will die. They don't have a house for one person. So they have to make it cells in the translation, and they have to make it hives in the translation, but none of them he said it is a house. I will show you from Google translation that the word it is house. This is Google. Put the word buyutan, choose Arabic to English, and you will get the word houses. Houses. Where is the word cells? Where is the word hives? You see? This is the word in Arabic as it is. You can copy it and post it in Google, and you will see, click translate from Arabic to English, and you will see it is houses, not cells, not hives. So this is a mistake, and the Muslim, they have to cover their mistake by that. I will make another video to complete this one. Please follow up with the second video so we can complete the topic, explain to you the second mistake in the verses about the bee, and to show you how Muslims lie to you regarding their book, and how Allah, He is an ignorant, even He do not know what He's talking about. Follow up with the second video, please, and God bless you all.